Unfortunately not. Srila Krishna Bhagavatam Sangha Vrindavan ki jai, Navadvip Dham ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Jamuna Mai ki jai, Guru Bhagavatam ki jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai, all glories to them. All glories to them. Thank you very much.
How to heat a room in 90 seconds if you don't have central heating.
This game-changer invention will keep you warm without costing you a fortune.
Don't want you. Okay, hold on for a second.
Love of God will keep you warm,
Yes, certainly will.
but it costs everything you have.
Okay.
Now, this yoga system
Can't do what?
Now, this yoga system, Bhakti Yoga, how to increase attachment for Krishna is being taught by our Krishna consciousness movement. Maya Saktamana Prartha Jugam Junyan Madasva. In this connection, one has to learn this yogic system from Krishna directly or from his representative. That is the meaning of Madasva. One must take shelter either. So at the present moment, it is not possible to take shelter Krishna directly. Therefore, one has to take shelter of his bona fide representative. And there are four parties or sampradaya who are Vaishnavas. The Brahma Sampradaya, the Rudra Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, and Kumar Sampradaya. So one has to take shelter of either of these sampradaya, disciplic succession, and then learn the Bhakti Yoga system from him. Then he will understand or he will see God. Seeing God is not exactly seeing with the eyes. God's another name is Anubhav, realization, revelation, realization. So that is wanted. That revelation is made by Krishna himself to the bona fide devotee. Sevanmukhi hi jibhado sameva spurattada. Krishna, God reveals himself. Just like you cannot see the sun in the darkness of night. Sun is there in the sky, but somehow or other, when your planet is on the other side and it is darkness, you cannot see the sun. Not that the sun is not there, but you cannot see. Similarly, Krishna is always present before us, but we cannot see him. Just like Krishna, when he was personally present, there are so many hundreds and millions of men on the surface of the globe. Only few could see him that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna comes before somebody. It is not possible to see him. The seeing process is different. Premanjana churita bhakti vilocharena. One can see when the eyes are anointed with the ointment of bhakti. And the eyes are cleansed to see God. That is revelation. It is said that a pure devotee is seeing Krishna every moment. Shanta sadaiva. Sadaiva means every moment. He is seeing. But that means he is a different person. His senses are purified, electrified, sanctified. That's what he is seeing. And one's eyes, if not sanctified, purified, then he cannot see. There are so many examples. That's like a machine. A child is seeing, but he cannot see properly. He sees a lump of matter. But an engineer, when he sees, he immediately understands that this machine is made by such and such, it is working for this, a good machine, bad machine, nice. He can see in different way because he has got the eyes to see. Similarly, to understand Krishna, God, we require to purify our senses. That is defined by Narad Pancharatra. Sarvapati vinimuktam, being freed from all kinds of designation. It's like we are seeing Krishna consciousness, accepting Krishna consciousness in a vision, and somebody else, ordinary man, suppose somebody is in Christian, he sees Krishna consciousness as a movement of the Hindus. But actually it is not. Therefore, he has to become free from the designation of becoming an American. Sarvapati vinimuktam. One should be free from the designation. Like this body is a designation. Actually, there is no difference between American body and Indian body. The same physiological construction. There is blood, there is flesh, there is bone. If you see within the body, there is no difference. But still, we have designated, I am American, you are Indian, you are black, I am white, and these and that. These are all designations. False. So one has to become free from the designation. That is defined. So when we are freed from the designation, sarvapadi vinimuktam, one should be freed from the designation. Actually, designation has no value. The person is important, not the designation. So, to see Krishna means first business is to become free from the designation. Sarvapadi vinimuktam. Tatparatena nirmalam. Here it is said matpara, and Narad says tatpara. Tatpara means to become Krishnized. And matpara means, Krishna says, you become matpara. Intensely absorbed in me. And the devotee says, intensely absorbed in Krishna. That is it. But actually the aim is the same. So one has to become designated free and intensely in Krishna. Sarvapadi vinimuktam mat paratsa. Then he will be nirmal. Nirmal means purified, without any material contamination. I am thinking in terms of my bodily concept of life, that is material, because the body is material. So long I am thinking I am American, I am Indian, I am Brahmin, I am Kshatriya, I am this, I am that, they are all designations. That is not nirmala, purified condition. Purified condition is when one understands that I am spirit soul, Krishna is the supreme spirit soul, and I am part and parcel of Krishna. We are one in quality. We may be different as individual. Krishna is big individual. I am a small individual. Just like in this material world also, one man is very powerful, another man is less powerful. But both of them are men. They are not animals. Similarly, Krishna, God, is qualitatively one with me. Quantitatively, he is very, very powerful. His creative power, he has got creative power. I have got also creative power. I can at last create a big aeroplane flying in the sky, but he has created a big planets floating in the sky. He has made such a nice arrangement that it is floating. And we have to float millions times less important than the planet, suppose a Sputnik, with so many machines. That is the difference between his power and our power. But the quantity of creation, creative power is different from Krishna. My quantitative power of creation. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So although the quality is the same, but the quantity different. At the present moment, our difficulties are that although we are part and parcel of God, we are now separate. Every one of us is trying to become a separate God. That is called materialism. Everyone is struggling. The materialistic theory is struggle for existence, survival of the fittest. The Mayavad theory, that you go on struggling, and if you come to the fittest position, then you survive. But actually, nobody is fit in this material. Nobody will survive. Everyone will be vanquished. Beginning from Brahma down to the end, nobody will survive. That is stated in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that Abrahma bhuvanalukan punaravartino Arjuna. Even if you go to the topmost planetary system, which is called Brahmaloka, still you have to be under the stringent laws of material nature, namely birth, death, old age and disease. You cannot avoid. So we remain insignificant in any condition of life. Either as a Brahma, the duration of life of Brahma is described that we cannot calculate it. Even if you get such position, still you cannot avoid death. That is not possible. You cannot avoid old age. You cannot avoid disease. But if our real problem is there, that every one of us, nobody wants to become old, nobody wants to become diseased, nobody wants to meet death, nobody wants to take birth. Of course, in the modern civilization, they take birth and they take death, but they do not believe that there is next birth. If there is not next birth, then where from this birth takes place? So this is a subject matter to be dealt with separately. Now, the thing is that we, by comparison, we can see that I am a human being, I have got my position. Another man is there, he has got his position, individual position. He may be greater than me. Maybe, actually we see both ways. Somebody is greater than me, somebody is lesser than me, less important. In any position, we can see that somebody is less important than me and somebody is more important than me. I am in the biomedia, in any position. Nobody can say I am the ultimate. Nobody is greater than me. That is not possible. That position is God's, Krishna's position. Nobody is greater than him. Therefore, our problem of life can be solved only by dovetailing ourselves with Krishna. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Dovetailing. The example can be given just like one man is going on a motor car at 60 miles speed, and another man is going on cycle 10 miles speed. The 10 miles speed cycle cannot become one with the 60 miles speed. That is not possible. But if the 10 miles speed man on the cycle catches the motor car, which is running at 60 miles, then he also gets 60 miles. That is called dovetailing. So, if we want to be perfect, full freedom, and full creative power, everything in fullness, then we must join with the Supreme Full, complete, whole. It's like a very rich man. The servants in the house of a rich man, they are also rich men. But they are also eating in the same way. They are eating in the same palace. This is a crude example. So there is a spiritual world where Krishna is there. Krishna is everywhere. But here, there, he is personally there. Here in this material world, Krishna is present by his energy. Just like the president of your country, he is in his White House, but at the same time, he is present everywhere. His energy, his power is there. Nobody can deny it. Everywhere the picture of Mr. Nixon is there, and everyone is conscious that our ruler, our chief man is Mr. Nixon. Similarly, Krishna is also everywhere by his power, but still he has got his own abode. So every one of us can go back to him in his abode in both ways. Here also, in this material world, if we remain in Krishna's service, then we are protected under Krishna's special energy. So anyone who is in Krishna consciousness, he lives with Krishna. Like the government man, anywhere he goes. Sometimes they go out of the country, embassies, the ambassadors. In India, there is Mr. E.T., ambassador of your country.
Oh, 1 minute left.
So, he is always in his own abode, any ambassador.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so who remembers where Srila Prabhupada started today?
Srila Prabhupada was comparing Krishna to the sun. And he said, just like the sun, it is always there, but you can't see it if your planet is on the wrong side. So revelation is when you start seeing it. And for Krishna to reveal himself in your life, your eyes need to be pointed with love. That's how you see what's always there, which is Krishna.
He started with the yoga system.
Even before that, yes. He said the yoga is coming through through the disciplic succession, right? And he talked about all the different sampradayas that you could either get knowledge directly from Krishna or through enlightened representatives. I forget the exact words he used, but then he spoke about the sampradayas and he listed them all, which was pleasing to hear. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Yeah, he said the yoga system is meant for seeing Krishna, bhakti yoga. And there are means for seeing Krishna. Some people don't see Krishna. And then he quoted that verse, Manjana Churita Bhakti Vinochanena. When the eyes are anointed with the salve of love, then we can see the Lord. And we are assisted, guided, and led to that purification by we know, not by Krishna directly, but by the disciplic succession representative. So what did he say after that? Can you remember?
He spoke about
Oh,
designations, not this body. We're not Indian, we're not American, we're not man or woman. And we're spirit soul.
so he quoted a verse, Sarvabhati Maniyamukam. What is it? Upadi. Sarvapadi. Upadi means designations. If I think I'm Indian, I'm man, I'm woman, I'm American. This is the temporary material designation. But actually, what does he say? What are we actually? Apart from these temporary designations.
Spirit souls. Pure spirit soul.
Spirit soul.
And then he talked about the quality and quantity. That we are the same in quality, but different in quantity.
As the Lord.
As the Lord, yes. And then he said, I'm present to this, he said something, I listened to a Prabhupada class this morning when I was walking over, and he talked about how, I thought this was amazing, I was going to ask somebody about it, how we have a disease and we go to the physician and we take what the doctor gives us prescribed so we become well. And it's not that we just take and ask any person on the street and take whatever they say, but that's what most people are doing. I was amazed at how the second place choices are so far behind when it comes, other than just surrendering to Krishna, surrendering to God, developing love for God. The other philosophies or methods of attaining God are so basic. It's almost laughable a lot of times. And when they start, but they're actually quoting their own minds, and they're not quoting scripture. That's all I got.
Anything else anybody can remember? Nanda Vihar was talking about the analogy of the sun. Being in the darkness of night on the other side of the planet, you cannot see the sun.
Another analogy was if you're a servant in the household of a rich person, you're living like a rich person. You know, you're eating the same things, you're in the same spaces, even though you're a servant, and that we can attain everything of the Lord's if we serve the Lord and if we give up our own designations and identities, then that facilitates a union.
Good. Manohar? Johnny Ty, you remember anything? Public said? I can't hear you.
Yeah, we spoke on the ones I thought of the meeting.
Quite a few points. And we spoke about purification in the beginning. Prabhupada said our senses have to be purified, electrified, and sanctified. I really thought that was interesting. Purified, electrified, and sanctified. That was really
Psychified? What's the last word?
sanctified, yes.
Sanctified. Okay.
Purified, electrified, and sanctified.
Like it.
And he gave the analogy of the way a child sees a machine versus someone with knowledge. How we perceive things differently. And then that was following on from the Premanjana Charita Bhaktivinoda Chanena. He was saying we have to see, the only way, the qualification to see God is we have to have the eyes to see God. We have to have the intelligence, in one sense. So an engineer sees a machine differently.
And then after that, you mentioned the quality of the soul. Is qualitatively one with God, but different qualitatively.
Quantitatively.
So he's different in quantity. So we can see that Krishna is the source of all, and we have a eternal connection with him. And yet, as Prabhupada said, we are different individuals. So that was a nice point, Prabhupada, that are qualitatively one, but quantitatively different.
Do you remember one example that Prabhupada gave?
Yeah, he said there may be a very, very powerful man, and then there's a less powerful man. So
Okay. Beam is in the waiting room, so I'm going to let him in. You get another example though. Do you remember that one, Eddie?
No.
It was about an airplane.
Oh, yeah. We are able to create an airplane,
Yeah.
but Krishna can float a whole planet out space. You know, how can we compare to the power of Krishna?
Jeffrey Prabhu.
I have a comment and a question. So what Venetia remembered there about the servant in the wealthy man's house, you know, the servant in the wealthy man's house has much humbler quarters than the wealthy man, but does enjoy the opulence of the home, which is one thing I was thinking. But also, just in question, you know, if we are qualitatively the same but quantitatively different, my question is, we see evil in the world. We see people do things out of selfishness and a desire in some cases to harm others. How does that work into what Prabhupada is describing here? Like, is Krishna also not only the most loving, but the most hateful? I don't mean to be offensive, but I'm just asking the question. Is he the most capable of destruction? I guess definitely, but and maybe
I have an
our
answer for that.
Please.
He came late, yet he has all the answers. Go ahead.
I was always here, Prabhu. I'm floating around you right now. I know exactly
I'm joking.
what's going on.
I'm joking because I love you more than anyone on this call.
I love you too, but we'll talk about that later. All right, privately.
Hey, more than anyone. Hare Krishna.
Exclusively. And that's the whole problem. Krishna wants our exclusive love. And what is cruelty? And people often say, if you know, obviously it's with the first line of argument of an agnostic, of an atheist, which is why? Why is there such evil? And how can there be a psyche, a consciousness that actually takes delight in harming others? And that, as far as I can see, in regards to Shastra is the result of envy. We are quantitatively the same or qualitatively the same, meaning we have a total freedom of choice to do whatever it is the hell we want to do. And then we have to suffer the consequences. We are allowed that full, unchecked freedom. Now, I might want to fly off a cliff. I'm not qualified for it. I don't have wings. I'm going to die, but I'm going to fly. These are the stupid things that envy makes us do. We wish to be God. We wish to be the center of attention. We wish to control. That's the big one. And because we envy Krishna so much, because we are allowed to. He allows us to. He gives us the magic to make us forget. You know, he says, I'm the origin of knowledge and forgetfulness, which is a crazy thing. But you try to test Krishna, and he'll make you forget something you should have remembered. And he'll say, see, I can even make you forget. And we get a chance to forget Krishna. And in forgetting Krishna, we have to find a God. I mean, we have to find something. And a lot of people, those who are particularly cruel in this world, have deemed themselves as gods. Even though us as devotees, neophytes, even bhaktas can understand what foolishness that is. But those are the people. They wish to be God. And by practicing their power, their minuscule, little, dramatic, soon to be paid for power of control, they cause harm to others. So this is Krishna. It's his allowance for our freedom, because without that freedom of will, we can't love. That's my take. Hare Krishna.
Didn't Srila Prabhupada say something about they don't understand that there's another life? Yeah.
They don't believe in the next life, he said, as far as I can recall.
And therefore not even believe in the previous life that that's put us in the position we're in right now. Krishna grants everyone's desire.
I like the other analogy he used was of the president, and that I don't know why it was just helpful for me, but he said that the president lives in the White House, but he's president everywhere in the country. His power is everywhere, even though he's located in one place. And I think he said like Krishna is located on his planet, right? Did he say that? Goloka. But that his power is everywhere.
That's a great analogy. Thank you for remembering it, Manisha. If I may, can we go back to Jeffrey Eckler's essential question? I'm remembering His Holiness Satchidananda Swami. He wrote an article, a little article in his monthly newspaper, Saranagati, where he recalls his interaction with Srila Prabhupada. He asked Srila Prabhupada, if Krishna is the source of all creation, how can there be evil in the world? And Srila Prabhupada made big eyes and said, Krishna did not create this world. You created this world. Therefore, there may be evil. And Maharaj describes how Krishna is the source of our free will, but he is not necessarily responsible for the results that may come from our misusing of the free will that the source of which is Krishna. So in this sense, Krishna is the source, but we have our free will, like Bhima Prabhu described wonderfully. And we are responsible for the results. Krishna,
Prabhu.
what's that verse in the Bhagavad Gita? You are the source of your pain. Adipusha, you quote that verse a lot. What is
Yeah.
it?
You are the source of your pleasure and pain.
Jeffrey Eckler.
Hare Krishna. What you were saying, Ananda, reminds me of the lecture series I'm listening to on Brahma Samhita, and His Grace Tamal Krishna Prabhu talks about the difference between Brahma and Hiranyagarbha and the creative force of both, and how one is spiritual entirely and one is both spiritual and material. And so to a certain extent, imbued in the creation is the hand of a being that is both spiritual and material. And so that although Krishna's creation could be perfect, it could be also tainted by Maya in the process of building it. Is that true? Is that possible? Am I reading it wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm off topic way too far.
Okay, who wants to reflect on that? That's above my pay grade.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I was listening to a lecture series about Brahma Samhita, and there's this discussion about the kind of original Brahma or Hiranyagarbha, who is the creator energy, I guess, the spiritual creative energy, versus Brahma, the individual Brahma in each universe who creates, who is a material being, or at least a subtle material being. And so is the existence of evil or flaw in creation because there is this conduit through which the creation occurs, this appointment of a being to do so, who is effectively tainted by Maya. And we see that in the Shastra when Brahma tries to trick Krishna.
Did Lord Brahma screw it up, in other words? Krishna's perfect creation?
I would never suggest such a thing. It's beautiful and I'm grateful for it, but I'm just saying that in the process of creation, you can't make a cake without breaking a few eggs, the saying. So maybe that's part of how the creation gets imbued with the taint of envy and desire and all of these things, the three modes, I guess.
Well,
maybe
that's a massive question, Jeffrey. Everybody asked me to listen and respond. They're about to open the curtains, but just very quickly, first, the three modes of material nature are intrinsically part of the material creation. It's one of the original 24 elements, and the material world is not meant to be the perfect place. It's a prison house. That's why we're here, or at least that's why I'm here. It's a prison house, and the perfect place is a spiritual world. So the material world is a prison house. So you can't come into the prison house and ask, how come you're keeping me in a cage? How come you're feeding me this garbage food? Whose fault is this? And I think we already answered, it's our fault because we came here. So, Hare Krishna.
It's a prison house in a dream, a bad dream, or it can be a good dream, but it's all just a dream. Otherwise, Lord Chaitanya wouldn't have said, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. The wise man has spoken.
Yeah. By which we can obtain pure devotional service, unknown as those who great awe and reverence. By His grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my conscience purified, words emanating from His lotus mouth. Attachment to His lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. It opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From Him ecstatic prema emanates. By Him ignorance is destroyed. Great scriptures sing of His character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy. Friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. May your fame be spread all over the three worlds. We take no such a lotus feet. Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Janitai, Prabhu, thank you very much. We have to sign off here. Hare Krishna. All right. Okay, welcome to the Afterglow. Wonderful class by our founder, Acharya. Wonderful discussion. Thanks everyone for contributing. Okay. Yeah, our desire to enjoy separately from Krishna created this world. Jeffrey Eckler, I'm sorry that I created this world where you have to live. Okay. But I'm glad we're all here. I'm sorry, but I'm glad to be in the same cell with such wonderful souls.
Get out of my cell. It's your fault I'm here, apparently.
Thank you, Vima Prabhu, for always encouraging me. Okay, would anyone
Somebody's
like
got-
to speak something relevant? Vima Prabhu.
Can you see what I'm pointing my camera at?
I saw snow earlier, and
Yeah,
I
we got
was very envious.
I'm very. Oh yeah, you're envious. Come on up here and grab a shovel. I got I've got 6 heavy inches. Thank God I have a tractor. Praise Krishna, because that was quite a feat to get our tractor back. But anyways, yeah, we're all on the spectrum of suffering, and I can look at this. I can look at this snow and say, this is going to be 6 hours of work, heavy duty work, and I'm not trying to glorify myself. This is what I bought into. I bought it. Now I got to pay the price. But what it is when I stepped outside, I said, I'm just going to make this enjoyable. I'm going to listen to class. I'm going to listen to music. I'm going to chant. I'm going to take care of the horses. I'm going to shovel and work like a workout. And that's how I find just a shift of consciousness, a paradigm shift. Is this an infringement, an inconvenience, a struggle on my time, if I were to look at it one way? Or is this a chance for me to hunker down inside, feel warm around the fireplace that is Krishna's grace, and at the same time, pick up the shovel and start working? I always have a shovel in my hand, shoveling something. So I hope I'm not shoveling something right now. I just wanted to once again give appreciation for allowing me to be here and to ramble on like this. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhima Prabhu. Yeah, Arjuna stepped on the battlefield of Kurukshetra with horses and bow and arrow, and Bhima Prabhu is stepping on his snow-covered farm with a snow shovel. That's your Kurukshetra today, Bhima Prabhu. Fight for Krishna, shovel for Krishna.
The
Okay. Would anyone
snow
like to
is
speak?
already gone.
Snow is gone?
Krishna showed me that in the near future, everything will be done.
Yeah.
I just have to get to that future.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I don't see Annabelle, Isaiah, or Karen here. All right, Sundarananda Prabhu, would you like to finish the yagya by saying the mantra?
Hare Krishna.